Crack-a-lackin' Challenger. I'm your host, James Morelan. Today we will be talking about my saltwater tank and why I really haven't done any updates or any videos on it. So let's get right into the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to be a challenger, as well as hit the notification bell. Hashtag notification squad. So, if you guys don't remember, I got my saltwater tank in about September, and right then I was really hyped for it. I really want to get in keeping saltwater fish along with tons of coral. So I decided to get a 29-gallon saltwater tank from one of my friends, Jonah, and I got it for a really good deal, as well as I got like live rock, plus he'll be helping me with it. So I was really hyped, and I said I was going to go by like this 2-week method, where for the first 2 weeks you'd set it up, 2 weeks after that you get hermit crabs, 2 weeks after that you get like shrimp and hardier coral. So I didn't follow that, and this is the tank. So as you can see, it is definitely not set up, and it's just sitting here with no light, and it's set up technically because there is sand. There also is some live rock, as well as the salinity levels. I don't know if you can see this. It's meant for measuring the salinity, and the salinity has to be somewhere between 1.025 to 1.02. And it's all messed up right now, and that's only because there's probably like an air bubble or sand step between it, but this should be pretty close, maybe a little bit too much because of evaporation, but other than that, here is the tank. So I aquascaped it by putting the live rock in there as well as the sand, and I used Carib Sea. Carib Sea is one of the greatest brands for substrate. I also use their Eco Complete in all my other tanks. I think they're pretty great. And it's also like pre-cycled, but speaking of cycling, this tank is, I'm just gonna say, is cycled. I actually have the strips that can actually check your water levels. Oh, the string has been messed up the whole time. I hope that didn't annoy anyone. There, kinda. That's about even. Oh, I didn't even notice this is actually showing. This is a spoiler. You guys can't see that. Secret tank coming up eventually. Ooh, as well as the pre-orders for wildpetsupply.com. You can check that out, link in the description. Sorry for plugging myself already. So now you may be asking yourself, why didn't I set up this tank? Now the main thing is the cost. So at this time, I was kind of like struggling for money. I mean, I still am. But at this time, again, the tank, like, I bought the tank and I was like, I'll wait until I get a light, and I didn't get a light yet, because some of these lights cost from upwards to like $700, which is like crazy. However, this is a nano tank and I don't have to get a full light, but coral in the saltwater tanks require different spectrums of lighting, and that's why you need to get a very specific type of light, and those type are usually more expensive. I don't really know why LEDs would cost that much. I think it's a lot of the market pushing up the cost. So I don't know what I'm going to be doing. There was like a cheaper one from like $150 to $200, which I might want to get, which is still like pretty expensive, and I don't want to just shell out that much money for this tank. The main thing is, again, cost, and I completely knew and I completely understood that the cost of this tank would rise. People say it's 4 times as expensive for saltwater compared to freshwater, and I definitely agree with that point. So I've kind of been waiting to get livestock like hermit crabs, because even though the saltwater is manageable, I feel like if I didn't get a light and I didn't put that much money into it, I probably won't take the best care of it. So yeah. And you may be wondering about how saltwater is in here. I actually got my own bag of mixture, so I was able to mix that with RO water, and I got RO water in 5-gallon jugs, and I just put them in my buckets and mixed them, and that was a pretty big process. However, currently you might see evaporation. I just topped that off with regular tap water, and that's just because I couldn't make the trip to get the RO water, which is not the best thing to do, because regular water that you can use in your freshwater tanks might be good for freshwater fish. However, there are different minerals in the water that can affect saltwater differently, so there's kind of like a big process there. So yeah. Now guys, I'm going to bring up something that I was considering doing before I even got this tank, which is setting up a nano saltwater tank. Now this is kind of a weird effect. For the smaller size of the tank, the harder it is to manage. So I'm actually considering using the 3-gallon tank that I have upstairs with Cosmo the Beta. Oh wait, did I just spoil his name? Oh my gosh. But using that tank from upstairs and actually putting it down here, and it'll be between the tanks. I'll actually have the 3-gallon tank, my other tank, which is a secret, as well as the 29-gallon saltwater. I actually do quite a bit of work here. I usually edit videos or edit or email people from here, so I might have to find a different place to do that, but I really like to have a nano tank just fit right between here. Now, that betta will actually have a different home. I don't know what tank, probably. Maybe that nano tank, spoiler, or I might be setting up some new nano tanks. I feel like the 3-gallon, I'll clean everything out, I'll put some of the substrate into that tank that's already cycled, but I'll probably even be able to use water from this tank in there. And one thing that I could consider doing is actually like an aqua bridge, where you have these 2 tanks combined by little tubing. Yo, that is so funny. Oh my gosh, I moved my hand so much during my video, it just counted it as a workout. That's pretty interesting. But I could do an aqua bridge where the water levels would be exactly the same. Water would be shared between the 2 tanks, which could make the 3-gallon easier to manage, as well as if I made it big enough, snails or shrimp or whatever could crawl between here. And one thing that I'm really looking forward to is, if you guys don't know, I actually breed snails and I sell them on my store. I also have ramhorn and I also have bladder snails, and I actually sell those on my website. But I'd really love to breed nerite snails. I think they're really cool, and they actually really only breed in saltwater, but they can be transitioned into freshwater. But I don't think they've bred in freshwater yet. But I think that would be really cool. But then the 3-gallon probably won't have any fish, or definitely won't have any fish, but it might have a cleaner shrimp. If the bridge is there, the cleaner shrimp can choose between going to either tank. Now that's another idea, but I really think a nano saltwater would be easier. I still haven't chosen a brand yet. I might be going with some fluval. But I actually went to the Chicago Aquatic Experience and saw some cool lighting and some pretty cool brands there. So I might see which one I go with. I don't know yet. If you guys have any recommendations for saltwater lights, please drop them in the description or in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Because again, I'm new to this and I really want to do it. And I really want to do it right. So I guess I'll just have to save up to actually be able to get this crazy awesome light, hopefully. Now another thing I'm considering doing for this nano tank is getting an auto top-off system. As I mentioned before, there is evaporation. And there is no lid for this tank. I could just make a lid. I don't know. That could be an option. Or I could just have like a cool auto top-off system. The more I think about that 3-gallon tank, the more excited I am about it. I actually kind of really want to do that. I feel like that would be pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. That is probably it for the video. A huge shout out to h2oplants.com. When you use the link in the description, you'll actually get 20% off your order. Or if you use the code Challenger20, again, 20% off your order. And when you do that, it helps support me. So eventually I'll be able to get this light. So guys, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my last video with the glowfish. And guys, I know a lot of you guys wanted the glowfish. I'm sorry, but I found out why they gave them to me for free. They actually have ick. I actually talked to the owner of these fish, and we actually had to talk about it and how I got them. So that was exciting. But I'm currently treating them. Now I definitely understand why they would have gotten ick, because the transportation from there and from back and stuff. So it completely makes sense. But I have been treating them. I've been using Paragard, and I also increased the temperature in the tank, so hopefully that'll make a difference. I can keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, I will catch you all on the flippity flop. See you all later. Bye.